Hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to Thievery Bots. Time to go steal from short people. Oh, we have to talk to somebody to get down there? Oh right, we're supposed to talk to,
Raspberry.
oddly hatted man.
Glad you decided to show. Can't say I wasn't antsy with all these squill-headed gnomes staring me down crosswise. But let's be quick-like about this. Before you go into the vault, I've got to run you down on what's needed. Grim learned that the gnomes enchanted the missives with a spell that lets them know its location at all times. Trilgarin came up with a solution. The Shroud of Omission. Cover the book in this shroud and the gnomes will forget it exists. Now, are you ready? This is a one-way trip. Once you're in, you'll have to find your own way out.
Well, we might as well ask about the stuff.
Yeah. Some old book. Don't look at me for what's in it. The value that those cursed scullions place in the missives is what concerns Grim and I. I don't know if Trilgarin made the bloody thing or stole it, but she said it's one of a kind. Place an object under the shroud and all the world forgets it existed. Seems useless, eh? But in the right moment, it's a damned waggish bedlam.
What? What the heck is a waggish bedlam?
Through this floor grate here. You'll have to do what you can to keep your bearings. It's a maze down there. And be careful. There might be pint pots, but these gnomes will become vicious if they get wise to you. Right, you better go. Be quick about it. I'll distract them. Let's do this.
Hey, wouldn't it be better to just put down the thing of emissions on the Hierophant herself?
We'd have to find the Hierophant as opposed to a statue.
That's true.
Okay, so we got a bunch of, like, stabby gnomes in here. Let's just wail on them. Oh yeah, I guess these guys don't scale with level. Hello, stabby gnome. You're on fire now. That does not do as much damage as I was hoping it would do. Oh well, he's dead now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if various characters and creatures were scaled to how they are, like, their appropriate rank in that reality.
So if, like, we found a commander, they would be scaled up? Mm-hmm. That gnome is still in his casual pose. Notice?
He's just a keymaster. Just insta-collapse.
Yep. Just la-di-da-di-da. You know, I'm getting the really bad itch to play a... I think there's somebody coming for the door.
What door?
Oh, this gnome was... Ha! I could attack through the open door, apparently. And I can't attack downstairs. I can attack through a metal barred door, but I can't attack down an incline. Like, I don't know how that got past QA, honestly. Because you'd think that would be a really easy thing to do, just alter the trajectory of the thing and just hit them. But no. Or at least just, like, have it clip through the ground, because who cares? It's better than just being like, hurdy-dur, I'm going to attack you. Whoop. Guess you're just too short for my chakrams. Guess I can't hurt you.
That would be... It's sort of like how in various MMOs people complain about the short races if their hitboxes are different.
Oh, yeah. Well, that actually does... Hitboxes have a huge impact on gameplay. Oh, they're underneath me. I was wondering, it's like, where are these gnomes that I'm trying to wail on? Underneath. So
those aren't the missives? No.
No.
Just a book?
Mm-hmm. There's a lever I gotta flip.
More levers. A very hard lock.
Laziness prevails.
Oh, do you actually have an instant unlock?
Yeah, I've got a number of Prismeer picks, and I'm very lazy. So if it's, like, very hard and I don't feel like doing it, I will just use a Prismeer pick and go from there. I really don't have that much interest in sitting around lockpicking, and I'm sure it'll only take me, like, a couple of tries. But at this point, I need to pee. I'm fueled by my bladder.
Aww.
We have the highest of quantity content on this show. I don't think these
well, also
have,
there's
like,
another 10
anything
minutes
worth...
before you'll be able to go.
I know.
Unless
desperation
you want me to
sets
take
in.
Grand.
I mean, you could. It'd be kind of interesting because you haven't even tried playing this game yet.
Probably wouldn't know any of the controls.
Yeah, it would be kind of interesting. If I can face off against Spider in Skullgirls and actually hold my own, I think you could figure this game out. Because these guys are...
looked fun.
It is fun. You want to try versing me in it? I can quite honestly say you're probably not much worse than I am.
But remember that one time when we had the Robo Battle in, what was it, Tekken, whatever?
We played a Tekken game together?
Maybe it wasn't Tekken. Maybe it was the Capcom...
Oh, God. Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Tatsunoko. That's the T word I was thinking of.
Well, I had a little bit of practice with that one. And I guess I've had a little bit of practice with Skullgirls, so I'd probably have to figure out how to go easy on you.
Or you could just let me learn for a little while.
They do have a really good tutorial system.
Though I thought you were having a lot of difficulties with it.
That's because it's one of those games where the jump... to jump, you have to press up on the control stick. And for me, it's practically ingrained into my head that jump is...
but Super Smash Brothers, to jump is up.
Not always. There's always a secondary jump key. But not in Skullgirls. Maybe you can remap it, but I have yet to give that any... I haven't tried that out. But, no, it's a lot of fun. It takes a little bit of getting used to, and Spider...
Now, are all the characters female?
They're adding a male character.
Really?
And he looks like a saxophone, which is kind of awesome.
He looks like a what?
A saxophone.
A saxophone.
Yep. I really dig the character design that went into that game. I like it that my shield blows up barrels.
How does he look like a saxophone?
He's in the background of one of the levels, so if we play that later, I could actually show you.
I'm trying to imagine a saxophone with legs and arms, and it just does not look right.
I don't think he has arms that I could see.
He doesn't have arms?
Nope. Wait,
then what is this guy?
I'll show you when we get there. It kind of looks like he's just... He's definitely, like, robotic looking.
What's needed?
Huh.
It's cool. The entire game is cool. At some point I'm going to buy the DLC character, but I figured I might as well be patient and wait. Where am I meeting this guy at? Maybe he's still in Odessa.
Wait, what? You got the missives?
Yeah, I got the missives. You were too busy thinking about boobs, weren't you?
What? No.
Skullgirls.
No, I was trying to imagine what a armless robot that resembles a saxophone. You know, what would that look like?
It's an interesting design. I was confused about it. It's very bell-shaped.
Jagooskin! Why was it indoors?
I was confused about that because there's one...
I heard it squawk. Its final squawk.
Well, I actually took out two. I heard the first one and I was very confused. I was like, but nobody's trying to attack us back or anything like that. And then we killed the second one and it's like, oh, that's what happened. Oh.
Many welcomes.
The missives of Sable. I'd like to see what these pages hold. But that needs to wait. Keep that shroud on it. The time has come. While you did this, I finally learned who the Hierophant is. Argene of Sun Camp. We're taking her down, Dove. All of us. One last plan, one last job. The biggest we'll ever pull.
Wait, so she's the old lady?
Not the old lady, just the...
Argene?
She's the lady with the sun tattoo in the middle of her forehead.
She's supposed to be old, but everyone looks young in this game.
Oh,
remember? We talked about that?
Yeah.
I know now. I've had my suspicions, and the last one has been put into place. The Hierophant is Argene of Sun Camp. I've told Argene that I know her secret, and now she's asked to meet me in the ruins beneath Sun Camp. While we're there, you're going to plant the missives on Argene, and the gnomes will have her in chains, like she would have done to me. Argene tried to hand me to the gnomes for stealing the missives of Sable, a book they value greatly. Only you saved my life. She tried to do the same to you and Phasma and Rhythm. After that, we started putting my true plan in motion. I found the missives of Sable and found the Hierophant's identity. Now, we'll frame her for the crime she tried to have me killed for. Too easy for one.
Even if this started with a need for vengeance, the plan's grown bigger than that. Argine's leveraged her powers to become nearly a goddess for the Travelers. We need to show them all the truth. When word spreads of the Hierophant's arrest, they'll know for certain that their faith was misplaced. The meeting with Argine's a front. While I keep her occupied, you, Krilgaren and Phasma will be able to move unrestricted. Where we're going is the Hierophant's lair. It's likely got some enchanted defenses. Krilgaren will be there to help with those. Meanwhile, Phasma will lead the gnomes to the ruins. You plant the missives on Argine, and the gnomes will take her away while the world watches.
Yeesh, there's a lot of options here.
Well, a minute. So... It's interesting, but in the prior list of suggestions, you should ask, why are we doing this?
Because?
So that they're not under her control
Yeah.
and worthless. I know.
Yeah,
But I
because
wonder
she's
what's
power
going-
mad, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Phasma's got the tricky part. He's going to lead the gnomes to the ruins beneath Suncamp. That way, once you plant the missives on Argine, the gnomes will move in and take her down. I'm the bait. I told Argine that I would expose her identity to the Travelers, so she would ask to hold court with me. With luck, I'll have her gaze long enough to let you plant the missives of Sable on her. Krilgaren will be your support. The Fae have many powers and sensitivities. I figure she'd be best suited to helping you. I doubt Argine would invite me without having some form of security. Krilgaren will help you get past them, so you can plant the missives on her. Good. To keep the element of surprise, you'll be using a secret entrance to the ruins. It's one of the graves in Suncamp. Once you're in, meet with Krilgaren. Now, we've got to move. Do your part, and hopefully we'll see the end of this job.
Goodbye, Mutton Man. Oh, we have to go out this way. Ah, Mutton Man and his lackeys are in my way.
Everyone has bows.
Oh, I missed the staircase. Oh well, there's a bridge cut.
What? Was that another?
That was another gooskin.
Oh no, the gooskin.
Wow, I just have gooskin murder set onto auto right now.
Well, it's because of those
The
bomb
shields.
balls.
Yeah. All right. So the need to pee is overwhelming, and I believe this is going to be the finale episode for the Thieves Guild, and/or I just want it done, so this one might go a little bit long. So we'll see you guys when we get to the cave of wherever it is. See you guys in a bit.
See you then.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. And apparently the entrance to the Hierophant's lair, the old ruins, is through a coffin. Oh, there we go.
A coffin?
I mean, I guess it's a good way to hide it.
What if someone just decided to, pour some dirt over it? They're like, this is unsightly.
Well, no, they unburied it for this. Like, originally it was just in the ground. I don't know exactly how the Hierophant got there, but whatever. Oh, there she is, by the way.
It's a magical portal.
Last, I can speak with Grimm's fateless ally with my true voice, and your meaningless plan is exposed. These ruins are full of travelers faithful to the Hierophant, who will kill any and all who intrude. This ends now. My powers may fluctuate around you, but they are not robbed of me. I could see enough of Grimm, Phasma, and Krilgaren to learn this plan. I tried to end your life once. I underestimated you clearly. Now I want to form a peace between us. I could use your skill. Frame Grimm for stealing the missives of Sable. You are not but a tool to him since he first approached you in Star Camp anyways. I suppose you believed it to be mere coincidence that it was Grimm who first recruited you into the Travelers. Grimm is crude and cruel, but with a bestial cleverness. He learned you were fateless, no doubt, long before the two of you met. He planned this rebellion long before Own's stand. He only waited until the perfect weapon to fight me appeared. And that weapon is you. Yes, yours is a fate I cannot read. I told you as much when first you prayed to me in Star Camp. I thought you were an aberration, but I'm coming to believe that you are instead a harbinger of times to come. Nature might cast us as opposites, as foes, but I believe together we might lead the Travelers to a golden age.
You know, she's just a fate weaver. She's not a seer. She just can read fate from, like, long distance.
Really?
Probably. Anyway, what do you want to do? Do you want to stick with Grim or do you want to go with her? She tried and killed us. She wanted to try and kill us.
She wanted to try and kill us. What else has she done?
Well, she tried to kill the other guy that wasn't loyal to her.
Phasmir.
Yeah, Phasmir, even though he was just going along with his own thing. She more or less has a cult going on.
Yeah, because, I mean, what does she really do for these thieves and travelers? I mean, would they be murderous without her, or would they... What would they
I
be
think
like?
they would just go back to being kind of rogues that steal things, but, like, more or less just acrobatics troops and stuff like that.
Really?
Well, from what I can tell, she's not organizing community activities, she's organizing people stealing stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like she's a necessary influence for these people to survive.
Mm-hmm. I just
So
don't...
you claim, but I can see the threads of fate do not guide you. Nothing is decided. Think on my offer and take this. It is a key to the wings of the Hierophant's court, my sanctum. It is where I will meet Grim. Grim will be in the East Wing, remember that. Grim is in the East Wing. Do the right thing, or face my wrath. Be gone.
Do the right thing or I'll stab you in the face. Can't open that door.
The only thing that irks me about Grim is that he calls us Dove all the time.
Yeah. Oh, actually...
Carl, could you imagine if there was some, like, freaky girl that was just calling you dear all the time?
So you mean Spider?
He's not a girl.
Yeah, I know, but he calls me all sorts of endearing things.
He shouldn't, because you're mine.
Man love. Man love is perfect and forever.
Nah.
I'm trying to remember what I called him earlier in response.
You have come. I was concerned, for Arjin has not come to this ruin unprepared. There appears to be many guards loyal to the Hierophant roaming this hall. There is also a strange enchantment not far beyond here. But they are not insurmountable with a quiet pace. She has contacted you? Grim believed he had her fooled, but her skills are greater than we ever thought. But so is her hubris. That key she gave you can be used to reach Arjin as well as Grim. She will be in the western wing of the court. But to reach her, you'll need to bypass a strange trap. One that watches the way with eyes unblinking. There's a magic sentry that watches over the path to the court. A statue called the Watcher. If it catches you, it will sound an alarm. But you can blind it. Extinguish the torches in its chamber and its gaze will be lost. The torches lie in its gaze, so the only way to snuff them is with a bag of winds, which the guards carry. Use it before entering the chamber and you'll be fine. Though it is magical in nature, it still relies on sight. If you could blind it, then you could walk in the shadows unseen. There is an item on a nearby guard that would be of use. A bag of winds. Using it, you could snuff the torches and plunge the room in darkness.
Thank you. Goodbye. I'm very curious if I could just, like, blitz through, like, every other thing I've ever done in this game. I'm gonna save. Anyway, so, I mentioned I was trying to remember what I called him. I called him Mansky Stromboli.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like it if I called you Girlski Stromboli?
Stromboli doesn't interest me.
The most endearing of nicknames. These guys with their daggers and their nigger friggins. You know whenever you like try and make like a guttural noise and it comes out as something you don't want it to come out as?
Like what?
Like there, I was starting to just vocalize my weird random noise just to show my protest of the English language and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the first noise I started to make sounded exactly like the nigger... The nigger word, yeah. No, which I'm very embarrassed about, because I was like, well, I'll just mask it by more gibberish, and just go from there forever until I'm done. I felt really bad about it, because it's like, I didn't intend to say any word like that, I just started saying more or less word poop, and that's what came out first, which I guess is vaguely appropriate. I actually boosted my own armor. Whoops.
What? I did not get any of that. That's why... That's why gibberish is, well...
Evil.
Incoherent.
Evil.
Because usually it ends up being a bunch of silly sounds anyway.
Which I kind of enjoy, honestly. Oh, I actually apparently have to go loot the guard just to get the thing. Just so I can get past the watcher. That's stupid. I was kind of hoping it would be like... Remember that one place that was supposed to be like really heavily trapped than we were doing earlier? Mm-hmm. And I just blitzed my way past all the traps and it was completely
a lot of them were
meaningless.
Flame traps.
Yeah, but like the activation time for them was hilarious. Because I don't even have like any kind of speed boost, which actually would be very appropriate in this game. But you know what I was thinking about the other day?
What?
Actually, not the other day, like 3 minutes ago when we were doing this conversation. You know what we also forgot to do? So I was thinking about Dragon Age and this game, because they came out vaguely around the same time, and...
I still have very little interest in playing Dragon Age.
See, my problem is, Dragon Age is, from like a writing standpoint, probably a better game, in a lot of ways.
But I don't like any of the NPCs from what I've seen.
No, but like in this game...
also, Morgan needs to wear more.
Yeah,
and
also the... baby god fetus thing was kind of freaky, but...
There's a baby god fetus?
Okay, so, if you have yet to play Dragon Age Origins and you care about spoilers, don't listen to me right now because I'm going to talk about some things. So, the way Dragon Age Origins ends is... There are a couple of ways to do it, but... your character starts off the game more or less by joining a faction much like the Witchers in the Witcher series, where you're like part monster, or you have like part of the plague in you or something. And it makes you immune to the plague, but also stronger-ish. I'm not entirely sure. But so...
That's been a thing in a lot of games and films and books.
Yeah, kind of like the whole Blade as a half-vampire type deal. But so, in this one, the final confrontation more or less will kill you. Unless you have sex with Morgan... She takes the plague out of your body, as well as, like, your powerful essence or something like that.
And makes it into a baby?
And more or less has a baby with your combined powers, and it's supposed to be, like, more powerful or something? Like, a more powerful human?
So when you're up against some enemy, it's just like, hey, Morgan, let's get down.
No, it's like the night before. But you have, like, a ritual... And it takes, like, the plague out of your body or something?
What about if you're a female character?
I think it's more of a magical ceremony than a particularly sexual thing in nature. Except for, of course, it has to involve some kind of sexual activity because the game is kind of shameless because BioWare has weird issues with sex. And it kind of pissed me off from a gameplay...
Well, it forces you, too.
Yeah.
It's sort of like how we were arguing the other day about how... When you have that Citadel party with all your friends and you're an unromanced female shepherd, you're automatically sleeping with someone, even if you don't have a romantic love interest.
Which I still think is a fantastic joke, but it should have been...
It was a joke with Javik, but they need to do it with male shepherds.
Yeah, so if male shep ended up with Javik, or even, like, Rex or something silly...
But the thing is, if you were a male shepherd and you didn't romance anyone... You wouldn't be forced with someone.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible double standard.
Yeah, it is pretty sexist, and I honestly think it would have been hilarious if it was Javik, no matter what your gender was. Because that would have been hilarious. I should make sure I'm going down the wrong hall. The right hall.
The right hall.
Frame the Hierophant. Okay, good. Because if you notice, there was, like, the two different options, and I just went down for the closest one. Did you ever
snuff out the flames? Where's the statue? You just fought your way through, didn't you?
Maybe it's up ahead? I don't know, I'm not trying very hard at this game, alright?
There's torches.
Enough of your farces, Grim. You claim you want to blackmail me, but that is not your true purpose here.
Why, your worshipfulness, you can't blame me for desiring to have you all to myself.
This has gone on long enough, little man. I grow tired of your feelings. they will cease immediately.
I couldn't agree more, my dear Seer. Seems like it's time for things to wrap.
Kind of sucks that the music just hideously overpowers the vocals, even though I have the music turned down. Oh well. But, so I was thinking about Dragon Age, and like, if they had written it in a little bit less of a, like, super dreary way.
Well, it was super dreary and also super bloody. Also, if you played a female elf at the beginning, I think that...
A human noble would have, like, tried raping you or something, I know.
Yeah.
Which is not okay in the slightest. Alright, so
And
this is Argene? Good.
And I think it was also supposed to be your wedding day or something crazy.
I would not be surprised. But, like, that level of darkness, I mean, sure has a place somewhere. Oh, she noticed me.
But the fact that they make the female characters have these deprecating fates, I just...
Yeah, and, like, unfortunately it's like, well, they're just trying to be realistic. Wow, she went down really fast. Oh, the gnomes are attacking me.
You're supposed to jump off?
Tally-ho! Yep, pretty much. Because the gnomes are now attacking Argene. Because what would happen is you would plant the book on one person or another.
Well, where is Dove Grim Guy?
Okay, Grim Guy's on the left, Argene was going to be on the right. Also, it's one of those crazy rune caves. Mm-hmm. But,
Underground city people that we will never know.
the other thing I was thinking is that regardless of the writing being darker and less happy than this game, I still thought it was better written than this game in a lot of ways, even though this one has more interesting concepts. I was gonna say, the fact that this game has, like, an actual action RPG combat system, to me, is a much more attractive style of gameplay. And so, realistically, I'm having more fun playing this game than I ever did playing Dragon Age. Which is, I mean, kind of a shame, because I'm a really big BioWare buff.
Well, I really liked KOTOR.
I liked KOTOR. Actually, can you imagine just how cool KOTOR would have been if it played like this? Mm-hmm. Like, you're actually dodging around with the lightsaber and doing crazy stuff and blocking and force powers.
That's what Jedi Knight Jedi Academy is like.
Kind
Except
of.
without all of the moral decisions.
I think it's also
There's only
what
one choice
Force
to make.
Unleashed was trying to be. But that wasn't a BioWare game, was it?
What was it?
Force Unleashed? Was that BioWare?
No, of course it wasn't.
That was probably just like LucasArts and EA or something.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at?
What are you looking at? I like the generic NPC comments
But
are
no,
just
I
completely
definitely agree
irrelevant.
that action-oriented combat is much more effective.
And it's kind of frustrating because there are so many RPGs I would love to play, but they're just too slow for me now.
We better run like hell if we're to get out of here.
That's what I was doing, but the problem is I can't sprint when I'm next to you because then I start talking to you. Also, gnomes like everywhere. Therefore, death. Wow, that does crazy amounts of damage to all the gnomes. I probably should have gone into Fate mode just to milk it for stuff. I don't know. This is one of those games where they built the, like, Deus Ex power straight into the game. But I don't like using it that much. Even though it, like, looks cool, just because it's one of those, it's like, well, I should save it. You know? Mm-hmm. Like, Devil May Cry had almost the exact same thing, and I almost never used it.
Yeah, because you don't need overkill.
Oh god, now that we're talking about things that were, like, slightly disappointing, I actually really liked that game, and I would like to buy the pseudo-prequels, / like, the alternate universe ones, DMC 3 and 4, because I believe they're both available on
Which
Steam.
game are you talking about?
Devil May Cry.
Right.
But you remember that last boss battle? Mm-hmm. If you haven't played DMC... Oh, they might try and talk.
Hold over the Travelers is broken. The Hierophant is gone. The Travelers will never be the same. You are like the Travelers of ages past. I name you one among their number. They'll sing songs of you forever as the Chariot. No jail will hold you. And since you've used the Shroud of Omission so well, I figured you could make some use of this.
Many welcomes.
There we go. We are the Chariot. Horses. Alright, so... +1 of finesse, +6 to piercing damage. Mostly useless.
Yep.
Oh well. Still fun.
We're not a roguey thief.
Nope. And what did I tell you? That only took 8 minutes. Or no, longer. Either way. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, I was not paying attention to the time in the beginning.
Jump.
Anyway, oh hey, there are gnomes all over the camp here. But they're gray. But as I was saying for DMC, you have the, like, Deus Ex mode. And for the final boss battle, I'm not going to say who it's against, even though it should be obvious. And honestly, I would highly recommend playing that game. Wow, did you see that gnome corpse just go flying over on the on the right side?
I did not like that one scene with the evil demon dude and demon lady.
Oh yeah, that was kind of gross. But
really, just stuff like that in games.
that was kind of hilarious in a way, because the only sex scene really in the entire game was absolutely gross and disgusting and not the kind of thing you would ever want to see. But
at least it didn't have your main character doing it.
Yep.
Like, it just reinforced how disgusting the villains were.
I mean, they did kind of imply that the main character was doing stuff. But anyway, so the final boss of DMC, you go into your, like, Deus Ex mode. What you're supposed to do is actually just hit the last boss once and you win. But for whatever reason, it just took me like half an hour to figure that one out. It was just kind of a giant pain because I had no idea. And I just kept doing it over and over and over again and had to look it up on YouTube. Even though the Deus Ex mode is almost identical to this one in a lot of ways, come to think of it. Anyway, so that is it for the Travelers faction. So we only have one faction left.
Yep, and that's going to be with the Winter.
Yep, the Winter Court. All the way up here in Swampland.
There is specifically the House of Sorrows?
Correct. Correct. Actually, I should probably select the quest. Sorrow's Call. So that's just over here. So I'll just go over here.
Ba-doo.
Yeah. Alright.
Or jungle. I wish that it was slightly more, I don't know, just a different type of arboreal region.
I wish it was winter. I wish it was snowy and icy and had
Right, we haven't seen a snowy
not
icy
trees and green. Because, like, this area is pretty.
I like
in a
that
way.
tree.
Like, it's nice. But,
Wait, are those bones?
yes, those are bones.
Cool. Or, yeah.
Like, it's got some nice design choices. It's just, after the forest, I would much rather see, you know, the winter with the Winter Court as opposed to swamp with the Winter Court, because swamps are warmer than forests. Anyway, we will see you guys on the next episode of Kingdoms of Amalur, and we will be starting the Winter Court. See you guys then.